Steve Staios and the Ottawa Senators had an amazing draft. After not having a first-round selection going into this past season, their two top picks are starting to look like absolute steals. Hello everyone, I am Eoghan Drumm, and welcome back to Senators Digest, where we talk all things Ottawa Senators. Today I will be reviewing the draft that the Sens had in late June, as well as going over their two first-round picks that they made in that draft. We will be getting into all of that, but before we do, please head down and hit that subscribe button. It is completely free, it helps the channel out a lot, and it allows you to stay updated with Senators Digest content. Alright, let's get right into the draft that occurred in late June and how the Senators performed. And like I said, the Sens had no first-round picks going into this this past season. They had their first-round pick taken away from them from the NHL due to the Evgeny Dadonov's stuff that went on just a few years ago. However, the NHL did give them their pick back, and then they received the 25th overall selection from the Florida Panthers in the Brady Tkachuk trade. They also had the 9th overall pick from that same trade in the Brady Tkachuk trade, which they traded that pick for William Eklund. So they ended up having two first-round selections, and here is what they did with them. With the 25th pick, they picked Jonas Lagerberg Hoen from Sweden, and then with the last pick of the first round, they picked Jaxon. In round 3, they had 3 selections where they picked Nemec, Oscar Holmertz, and Louis Felix Bourque. In the 4th round, they picked Elliot Lennon. 5th round, Harris Pangristidich. Apologies if I mispronounced that name. And in round 6, Alexander Gruen. So in total, they had 8 picks, and I will be highlighting those 2 first-round picks that they made, starting with Jonas Lagerberg Hoen. So Lagerberg Hoen is from Sweden. He is a right winger, 18 years of age, turns 19 later this year. He plays for Leksands IF U20 team in Sweden. He also got some time on the SHL team of Leksands IF. He is known mainly for his shooting abilities and being able to score from really anywhere on the ice. And he is coming off a knee injury this past season, and that knee injury, it forced him to miss a large portion of the season. He only played 9 games last year for the U20 team, where he got off to an amazing start. As you see here, 9 goals in 9 games, a goal a game, completely unheard of and rare. But like I said, he is known for his shooting abilities and has an eye for the back of the net. 16 points total in those 9 games, 33 penalty minutes in those games. A little, not exactly what you want to see, but maybe he was just a little undisciplined for the start of the season. And he did get some time with the SHL team, which is where I think he will end up playing next season. Hopefully he's able to stay healthy for a full year and get a lot of play out under his belt for next season. And he was a guy who was projected to go a little later in the draft, but people really noticed him in the scouting combine, and it really shot up his ranking in the scouting reports. And the Senators saw something in him, and they want to take a chance on him. I've watched some of his highlights. He is a goal-scoring threat. He has a very nice shot. He can score from anywhere. He has a nice one-timer. The Sens, they're always looking for that goal-scoring threat. Obviously, this Jaxon or Lagerberg Hoen will be taking a little longer to develop into that player the Senators need. But, it's definitely a positive, and he is looking good. He is a nice pick from the Senators here. Obviously, there was that Sweden connection with Alfredsson. He's not on the team anymore, but maybe that had something to do with it at the time. And who knows, maybe Lagerberg Hoen can battle for one of those Sweden World Junior spots, get him seen more on the international stage. And if he's able to stay healthy this year, scoring 9 goals in 9 games last year, that is a good sample size going into next season. Hopefully he's able to keep up that scoring ability and have a really solid season under his belt in Sweden. The next player I will be going over is Jaxon, who was the 32nd overall pick from the Senators, and he is a left winger, 18 years of age. He was with the London Knights last season, and he's known for his speed, his deception with the puck, and his really quick snapshot. And for next season, he is committed to Penn State. So another player who, again, will not be in the Senators system going into next season, as many players really aren't coming right out of the draft unless you're a really high pick. So yeah, he'll be in Penn State next year. And he also had a really solid year last year with the Knights. If you take a look at his statistics, he had 20 goals and 32 assists. Pretty solid season. Like I said, he has a very quick shot. He's a very good playmaker as well. I've watched some of his highlights as well. He does his best work in the slot. When he gets the puck in the slot, he's able to make some quick moves, pass it out to one of the guys on the wing, or a guy in the defense, guy on the side of the net, and they're able to score those quick goals. And again, same with his shot. He's able to curl his shot back, shoot it in the top of the net, with some really quick moves, and get the defenseman completely on their heels. And Cover is an interesting story because he only started playing hockey at the age of 13. It's only 5 years ago he really started getting into the sport, and now he's drafted to an NHL team. That's a pretty remarkable story. Normally, players who get drafted, they start playing when they're 3 or 4. But he waited out a bit, but it's been working. He's had some really good seasons. Like I said, he played with the London Knights last year. They're always a very solid organization, and he was a player a lot of people were talking about on the Knights. One of their more impactful players last year. And hopefully that is something that they can bring to the Senators. He is looking like a very, very solid player for them. Again, another player that'll take some time to develop. He's a little bit of a smaller player, so his size may be an issue to start, but if he can gain that physicality, he has the speed to succeed in the NHL. So I think if they're able to stay patient with Cover and Lagerberg Hoen for that matter, I think these are two players that could definitely make an impact for the Senators at some point. Again, it will take a few years, but I am really liking what they have done with this draft, and it really has beefed up their prospect pool. The Senators' prospects are looking pretty good. Here's a list that Daily Faceoff put out of their top 5 prospects after the draft, highlighted there by Carter Yakimchuk at number 1, a player I have talked about on this channel. Player I think will have a great opportunity going into next season. Logan Hensler, who was the first overall pick last season. Kasper Halttunen, he was acquired in the William Eklund trade. I've heard a lot of good things about Halttunen. I'm hoping to make a video about him and what kind of potential he could have for the Senators. And then at 4 and 5, we have those 2 first-round selections that were made this season, Jaxon Cover and Jonas Lagerberg Hoen. So a lot of positive names there, a lot of positive signs for the Senators farm system, with some names that are expected to contribute at some point in their careers for the Senators. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Cover and Lagerberg Hoen could have an impact for the Senators at some point in their careers? Let me know down in the comments. And if you think they had, or if you think there was other selections they could have made, who else could they have picked in those spots? Let me know down in the comments. Again, please subscribe. It helps the channel out a bunch and allows you to stay updated with Senators Digest content. Thanks for watching, everyone. That is all I have today. I will see you guys all next time.